Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Tom Wilson Racing Channel. It's been a while since we last had a video out last weekend previewing the Cheltenham December meeting, but we're back with a look ahead to the 2 days at Ascot and also a token selection from Haydock as well to offer up tonight before the festive period really gets kicking in. Also, we've got a profit and loss update at the end of the video. We're going to kick straight into tomorrow's racing, not wasting too much time tonight. And the first selection comes in the 155, which is a novices limited handicap chase over 2 miles and 1 furlong. The going at Ascot, I suppose it's worth mentioning, is good to soft. A little rain around, so I think it'll be good to soft for the 2 days. That's tomorrow and Saturday. This race is really cool since 5 day stage. We're left with 4 runners here. Persian Time heading the market, as you can see there. Home Public, Authorised Speed, Olali Gag with the Nichols team. They're at the field at 10-1. I think you could pick a couple of problems here with a few of them. Persian Time start with the favourite. He was he does have the potential for really good over fences. Previous Scott winner, but he was outpaced over 2 miles on chase debut at Newbury earlier this month. I would have thought that the Nicky Anderson team would have decided to step in on the trip, persevering at this trip. Don't necessarily think he's got the pace to be effective on this trip, and I think he will be a chaser to follow in time as he steps up in trip. Authorised Speed, this is chase debut, a tall order coming into a limited handicap chase on your chase debut. Wouldn't be too keen on him, and Laligag was really, really well beaten on his chase debut at Newbury last month, and off his official rating of 131, he's got plenty to find with these in the field. Home Public is arguably the most solid of the 4, if you will. He was a really solid winner of a Class 3 handicap chase contest at Wetherby in October when carrying the top weight. That was his chase debut. The rest of the field had 106 runs over fences between them. Opposed to Home Public, who was making his first start, so was facing far, far more seasoned chasers, and he saw them off with real ease. Second place, Geronimo has come out of that race since and won a hurdles contest. Cracking Destiny, comfortable winner at Musselburgh on his subsequent start as well. It was a fortunate win of the Grade 2 Arkle trial at Cheltenham's November meeting, making up from JPR one's unfortunate unseat at the last. That being said, Unpublic did jump well. We saw out the race nicely with a couple of nice horses behind. Petit and Air ran okay in the Grade 1 Henry VIII, when last seen at Sandown a couple of weeks ago, and Mighty Tom had previously placed in Grade 3 company. 2 of his 6 wins have come on right-handed tracks, and 3 out of 6 of those wins have come on ground with some sort of juice in the going. Of the 2 towards the top of the market, he'd be my idea of a selection, advised at 15-8. Moving on through the card, looking ahead to this Class 4 handicap, which is a few fighting for favouritism here. I suppose Bad would be the one to look at, considering that he's stepping down considerably in class, and he ran okay behind Hansard last time in graded company, but he's £2 out of the handicap here off a mark of 122. I think Nicky Anderson's Immortal is the most interesting one here off a mark of 109. I think he could really, really exploit that lenient mark here. He had some decent back form. He finished second behind Authorised Speed at Sandown on his hurdles debut. He had beaten Broadway Board by 15 lengths on his first start over hurdles. This horse is now rated 150 as a chaser. That's Authorised Speed, I should say. Was held at graded level, but ran out a 19-length winner when returning at Sandown in March. Authorised Speed now has a rating of 133 over hurdles. So Immortals held decent form with the horse rated well ahead of these here. Santos Blue was well beaten in 7th that day at Sandown behind Authorised Speed and Immortal. but he's since rated 128 now over hurdle. So again, he's ahead of the handicap here, suggesting once again that Immortal holds form with those rated far, far higher than this. Immortal then finished second behind Javiga at Sandown, returning in February. Um, the winner of that race is now rated 132, again ahead of this field. Um, Immortal did tire on his reappearance run here at Ascot last month, but he was entitled to do this following a lengthy time away from the track. Still managed to finish third. The winner of this race, Rebel Intentions, ran with credit on his next start, finishing third, beating a length. Second place, their keeper, hacked up at Newbury next time out, now rated 133. Fourth place, Dem came into that race having bolted up by 9 lengths at Kelso in September. Lipper K in fifth had already won a couple of times over the hurdle, so that race was very, very solid and a good effort to finish third, I would say, by Immortal following a lengthy time away. He has good form with those rated ahead of the top rated 122 bad in this race, who looks a bit flaky to me. But I've said that now, I'll probably hack up tomorrow. Second run following a wind operation for Immortal, and both Henderson and De Boinville are in decent form with a 20 plus strike rate at the moment. It's a big field, 15 runs, but I think Immortal could exploit a fairly lenient mark of 109 there. And the final selection for tomorrow comes in the grade to Howden Noel Novices Chase over 2 miles and 3 furlongs. A bit of a disappointing turnout for this grade 2 4-runner contest yet again. Jello has been foot perfect over fences so far. Can't knock him for that. But we'd have to question the strength of his form compared to that Can Do Kid holds, and he's a fair bigger price as well. Can Do Kid sawed off Master Chewy at Aintree by half a length, was subsequently lost at Newbury, beaten comfortably by Alexi Nuts, despite there being a £9 weight difference in favour of Master Chewy. This is obviously Jello's form, I should point out. I bet Persian Time at Newbury early this month, but it was running over the wrong trip. That's Persian Time. And forming behind a week 180, making Rich Hill finish third. Strength of Can Do Kids win at Newbury last time out. It's far, far, far more encouraging, I would say. Second place for Aero Bamboo. Ran a stormer in the Grade 3 Gold Cup handicap chase at Cheltenham last week. Carfell leaping third, was rated as highly as 143 less than 12 months ago. So he's got far, far deeper form, in my opinion, as Can Do Kid. He has to take us some time to warm to fences, well beaten his chasing debut at Warwick in October, but has improved every run over fences, and it's worth mentioning that Nichols' form is in great strength at the moment. My eye won a walkover pretty much at, I can't remember where he was, but on his chase debut last time, so I couldn't have him ahead of Can Do Kid, and I do have reservations about the strength of Joe's back form. Can Do Kid, already proven in open company, stepping back down into novice form here. I think he's got a massive chance here. So that's Can Do Kid, a point at 7-2. Obviously, a previous Ascot winner as well. We're going to move on now to Saturday's racing, starting with Ascot and the 150, which is the Howden. No, we're not going to start with that. We are going to start with. Let's find the race. Here we go. The 115. Price has gone on solo. I got on him at 7-4 earlier on. But as I've already mentioned, the Nichols form and Harry Cobden are in really, really good form at the moment. Could pick. I mean, this race is the one that's cut up drastically. Straw Fan Jack was one that caught my eye, ran well, but I'm not too sure about him over 2 mile 5 furlongs. Solo, on the other hand, is the right favourite. Showed plenty of promise on a reappearance last time out in Grade 2. Got a Holden Gold Cup at Exeter. Was conceding £10 to the winner, Alexia De Nuts, who has since come out and franked the form having won at Newbury. Before being pulled up at Sandown on his final start of the season in April, Solo had been really consistent over finishes, finishing first, second, first in his 4 previous runs. He was a convincing winner at Sandown last November, running out a 5-length win winner over this trip. Second behind Thunder Rock here at Ascot later that month. Thunder Rock shares some nice form with the likes of the real Wacker, Jerry Colomb, and has won a listed race over fences since, and he was favourite, even though he disappeared going into that December Gold Cup last week. The second behind Balco Coastal at Kempton on Boxing Day, well beaten in truth, but was conceding £8 to the winner, but since gone up £16 in the ratings to a mark of 149 following that run. He also ran Cherrycombe very close at Sandown. Following that, got back to winning ways at Kempton did solo in February when winning the Great Hill Pendle Novices Chase, which without a doubt his best form, strongest piece of form. That's all right. Gino was in second since won the Grade 2 himself and also won the Hennessy. Booth Hill finished a well-beaten third, won next two outings, including at graded level here at Ascot. JJ Riley, who finished a well-beaten 19 lengths, on fifth and fifth that day, has also since won over fences. All three of his wins under rules in Britain have come on right-hand tracks. Holds the best form lines across the card, most solid profile for solo. I think he should take the world of beating here. The price has gone, but if you can get anything around even money, I'd say that's a play. 5 to 6, we'll even have a point on that for the sake of the video. Moving on to the penultimate race on the card. And no, we're not. We're moving on to the 225. Apologies, all over the place with the Ascot card. The Grade 1, the feature of the meeting, the Howden Long Walk Hurdle. Got quite a bit I want to say about this race, to be honest with you. Take you through the negatives first, if I can. Well, West Balboa does not deserve to be favourites, in my opinion. Yes, she was a good winner of the Grade 3 Village Hotels Handicap Hurdle at Aintree in April over this trip, but in contrast to this race, it was far, far weaker. Whilst I put her up as a selection on a reappearance at Aintree last month, I'm not in love with the form of that free runner race at all. Sort of a declining brewing up a storm when he received £9 from that horse. Already touched on the poor form of Miller Bank in a previous video. I'm not convinced by that horse at all. What is the worth of that winning form? I'm not entirely sure. She may have won the Lanzarote hurdle at Kempton last, I think it was in January earlier this year, but that race fell to pieces with only 420 runners finishing. Still has £9 to find on official rates to be competitive at this level. You're looking for horse rating in the 150s, really, to win this race based on previous stats. That same stat would be one that would put me off Carambo. I would have him ahead of West Balboa, but I'm still not entirely sure about him. Wasn't really taking winner at Aintree on his reappearance in October. Not that the form of that race has amounted to much. He did arguably decide to win. He did arguably deserve to win that race at Haydock last time out, but it was a bit of poor riding by Conor Rage, I would say. Whilst he was a Grade 3 winner as a novice, not proven at Grade 1 level as of yet, and similar to West Balboa, he still has plenty to find with the rest of these on official ratings. Botox has was an impressive winner at Weatherby in the Grade 2 West Yorkshire Hurdle on reappearance. While his wins under rules have come on left-handed tracks, he was well beaten on his previous visits here at Ascot. Blue Kindaroo, amount of Harry Cobden suggesting that he is the better horse of the two that Nichols is running. I think he might have it the wrong way around. I'll come on to that in a second. I was against him when he won the Grade 2 Ascot Hurdle here a month ago on the basis of 4-year-old struggling in open company. Yes, he was a taking winner that day, but only saw off 143 rated strong leader of Vince Glory by a length when he received weight from the pair, so had to step up considerably to be competitive at this level. Goshen, out and out head case. And then to look at the likes of Gower Road, you wouldn't think he'd be good enough off a mark of 141. Dashel Drasher, yes, he bet Paisley Park last time out, but Dashel Drasher was in receipt of £6 from Paisley Park that day. Off levels, you'd have to have Paisley Park, and I think he's the pick of these. He ran with real credit when second at Newbury behind Dashel Drasher last time. And on the last couple of seasons, he has stepped on for his reappearance run. His course and distance when having run this race on multiple occasions. You'd have to question the well-being of Champ at 11 coming back after the 252-day break. I know he runs well fresh, but at 11, I'm not convinced he'll be the same horse first time out. Pacer Park's already come out and proven his well-being. Pacer Park will be my main selection. Given his current price, I would have a go at him 6-1 William Hill, 4 places each way. I think he's a cracking each way bet. At a bigger price, I think Red Risk could be worth a bet. He runs best when he's prominently ridden. Bryony Frost on is a massive bonus for that. I think she only really knows one way of riding. It was prominent when finishing second behind the short. He finished second to West Balboa in that Lanzarote hurdle. When giving away weight to Hirsch, he will have to give away weight here, but I think that he's the horse out of that race that I take out. He finished second behind Motox. He's got form here and he could really step up. I think in contrast to likes of Dashel Drasher, Pacer Park, Champ, he's on the 8. I'd chance him at each way at 28-1 as well, at half a point each way. I think you could have worse bets on Saturday than Red Risk to hit the frame. I think there's a cracking chance he'll hit the frame there. And moving on to the final race, which is the Betfair Exchange Handicap Trophy. Did quite a bit of work on this, and as you can see, I narrowed it down to 2. Hansard, Nameen Lion. Nameen Lion is the one that I'm going with. Partly is a price ring, but I'm also really taken by this horse. Kerry Lee does not waste bullets. You wouldn't send him to Ascot if you didn't think he had a cracking chance. Just looking at some of Kerry Lee's stats, her hurdlers are operating at a 33% strike rate this season and a 26% strike rate over the last 5 seasons. Sorry, that's this year. I do apologise. She's got a 26% strike rate for the year so far. Over the last 5 seasons, the hurdles have got a 16% strike rate, and she's operating at 18% strike rate for both hurdles and chases. She is a very shrewd trainer, and I don't think she'd waste the mean line here if she didn't think he had a cracking chance. Looking at the horse's credentials now, specifically for this race, it meets the following criteria, which is often a good trend. 16 of the last 19 winners have a run over hurdles 10 times or less. He's 3 from 6 over hurdles with 50% strike rate. Is the main line. 11 of the last 14 winners were age 6 or younger. He's age 6. 8 of the last 13 winners were rated in the 140s. He comes in off the market at 140. 6 of the last 8 winners carried 11 stone or more. He carries 11 stone 12, which does put him towards the top of the handicap. But by the by, 10 of the last 12 winners ran within the last 46 days. 49 days, and based on that, I want to pick up on his run to Greatwood when he carried top weight. I thought that was a really encouraging run on a track that well suited him. He finished 5th of 15 runners, only beaten 9 lengths. Prior to that run, Milan won a Welsh champion hurdle in comfortable fashion, beating the now rated Any Harm in Asking, who's 136, so it'd be in the mix here off that rating, you would have thought. It was a grade 2 winner as a novice, and also placed in a grade 1 company when finishing 3rd in the Tolworth. He finished in front of Colonel Harry twice over hurdles. He looks decent chaser. One going right-handed at Hereford last November, and his third in Tolworth, obviously at Sandown, that was right-handed. And he should benefit from the return to a flat track. 12-1 looks a cracking each way bet, and you can get 4 places with Betfair, and 12-1 is currently available. So that's the bet I'll be taking. Just the one selection to offer up from Haydock, and it comes in the Betfred Tommy Whittle handicap chase. He's going to be heavy ground, basically. Haydock, so you want a horse that's going to see out this trip. Cooper's Cross of Stuart Colfax, 12-1. Looks a cracking each way bet to me, given that he was only just narrowly beaten in a Scottish National at over 4 miles in April this year, should I say. He has been raised £3 for that race, but given that he's got form over further, he'll be a sure thing to see out the trip, I would have expected. Ignore his reappearance run at Aintree, run over the wrong trip, too short. He was a winner at Doncaster over 3 miles in Grade 3 Company last year. Good ground, I grant you, but the combination of heavy ground will play to his benefit over what is his benefit, and that's his stamina credentials. So Cooper's Cross is the final selection at 12-1 each way. That concludes tonight's video. Plenty to dissect. 3 selections for tomorrow, 4 selections for Saturday. Plenty of racing to look forward to in the festive period. I'll be back hopefully Christmas Eve to preview the Boxing Day and the action on the 27th. And then it will be pretty sporadic in between then and the new year. Keep an eye, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss anything. Like the video if you liked what you've heard. Let me know if you have any winners over the weekend. Follow me on Twitter at RacingTJW. Good night, God bless, best of luck, and as always, gamble responsibly. Cheers.